Hey, man. Hey, like we never left, man. It's a beautiful day. It's a little cloudy in the city of Atlanta right now, man. But you know we always shining. You know what I'm saying? Like we always shining, man. Welcome everybody back out to the Waterboyz Show, Atlanta's #1 sports podcast. We had to get that right out the way.
Number one.
You know what I'm saying? But like today is another special day. You know, we have the shows where it just be you and I.
Yes.
And then we have shows where we bring by special guests.
Yep.
And you already know, man, the team, one of the teams that we represent the most, especially when it comes to football. Like when it comes to pros, me and B Rich, we only represent one team. And you see the logo on my hat, you see the logo on his hat. So we always have to talk to players who are on the team and players who played for the team. If you played for the Falcons and you treated the city right, boy, we gonna show you love. And our doors are always open. Am I lying?
You're not lying. But I will talk to some ones that didn't do us right too, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to have a conversation with like Jeff George one day?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, all right.
I definitely do.
Okay, we got to talk about that another day.
If
If you could say something to Jeff George, what would you say? We'll talk about that another time.
All right.
We'll talk. But look, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce a former Falcon. Man, I'm talking about, hey, national champion, man, in college from the University of Richmond. You know what I'm saying? Did his thing, man. Got his ring, man. Came to the Atlanta Falcons. And he came to sit down with us, man. And we very excited. So please, if you at home, wherever you at, in the car, wherever, y'all give it up for none other than Lawrence Sidbury. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, so what should we call y'all? I think earlier we said say it Sid, right? You go by Sid.
You know, Sid, or now you got to call me Dr. Sidbury now.
Dr. Sidbury. Hey, you know what? I saw that on your page. Yeah. Man, congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Man, congrats. So,
hey, look, I ain't know I needed to wear a hat. Y'all should have told me. I could have rounded
man, you got the fresh cut. Like, you got the fresh line up. We see it, bro.
I just went this morning. I
see it. You got the fresh line up, man. How much did you pay for it, man? Because haircuts are getting ridiculous. Haircuts are getting ridiculous.
I cut my own hair, and I go bald. So like I've been cutting my hair like since I got out of college, man. You know I'm a young man. I'm still 21, but I've been cutting about 20 years. 21. My own self. So it's like I haven't paid for a haircut, man, in a year. So I went to the bar with my production manager.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm up here just asking questions like I normally do, ask questions. And the guy said he charged $70 for a haircut.
Man, it depends on who you going to.
How much you paying for your cut? That's a fresh cut right there.
It depends on the service. I only two people touch my hair when I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah.
My guy AO, he over in Stone Mountain. I ain't gonna talk about the prices. You gotta go look up. Look up his page. I think I paid like $50 for the service. I tipped him. But you know, he got something that's lower, something that's more expensive.
Did they put the hot towel on you?
If you want it, he'll give it to you, but you gotta pay a little bit more.
Oh, so he got over my partner.
I mean, it depends, man.
So my partner he just put it in the service. So my partner think
that's what he feel like he worth. But hold on, I got to shout out. I got to shout out one other person. When I'm back home in DC, my guy Mel the barber. You know, he a little more though.
Hey Mel,
but he worth it though.
We giving you the shout out when we come to DC, man. You owe me a cut.
He gonna take care of you though.
You got a ball head though.
Hey, man.
He got you though.
He probably charge me $40 for a ball cut.
He gonna take both of them will take care of you. They're the only two people I go to.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, you really don't need to pay that much because you ain't gonna do nothing but throw a hat straight on your head like as soon as you get your haircut.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to pay $70 to $100. I'm just saying.
I just need my beard. My beard just.
You need a whole lot, but that's another story.
You know what? Look, listen.
Y'all ruthless, man. Y'all already know what kind of day this is.
Ain't ish, man.
Hey, man, I've been knowing this guy for a long time.
I can tell.
Yeah, I've been knowing this guy for a long time, man. Kind of like you know, me and him been friends. Kind of like you and your partner who over there who a Saints fan. But hey, man,
check this out, y'all.
Man, we got us a guy in here who's a Saints fan.
Man, El Cidio, he brought a Saints fan to the pad.
Man, I'm talking about, man, he over there just chilling like it's all good, man.
I guess was that a Pacers hat or a Jazz? New Orleans Jazz?
That's St. Louis Blues.
St. Louis, okay.
My favorite cut of that
Okay, all right.
But you know,
hey, if y'all need box trucks, man, holla at him, man.
But you know, I'm gonna tell you, I've been on him for a long time. I like good people, man. You know, if you solid, you with me.
We got some people in our chat, man, that's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
That like the Bucks.
Yeah.
They like the Patriots, and they from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I call them hometown haters.
Yeah.
Man,
straight up hometown haters.
It's been interesting. I know Atlanta have a lot of loyal sports fans, especially with the Falcons and the Hawks too. But you know, it's a lot of transplants here. You know, people like me, like I'm from DC, and you got people that move here from everywhere, and they still got their allegiance to their team. So
yeah,
it's kind of like both of the cities I spend most of my time in, because I spent almost half my life here in Atlanta, the other half in DC. It's like people come from everywhere, so
Yeah.
people, their teams, they all over
All over the place in DC. Yeah, man. Well, look, we appreciate you coming through. And like normally I start off like kind of asking someone like what they have going on nowadays, and we're gonna get into that. But I wanna dive straight into the Atlanta Falcons in 2025. Man, and right this year, the Atlanta Falcons, man, what's your outlook on what we should expect from the Falcons from your perspective this year?
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm excited. I think it's a lot of reasons for fans to be excited. It's a different energy up there, up at Flowery Branch. I was just up there last week. We got to watch OTA practice and had a bunch of former players. I was up there, and athletic. It looked crisp. The energy is cool. We got number 9 at quarterback. Everybody, they just looking in sync. You know, he looked like he know what he's doing. He's getting better. He made some nice throws. I think they got real athletic up front with both first-round picks and Leonard Floyd. I think it's. I don't want to make any predictions, but I think it's going to be a good season. I'm personally excited, and just seeing it with my own eyes and just knowing football and watching the team as a whole. Man, everybody, they look good right now. Of course, it's still preseason right now, but I think the way we ended the season last year, I think we should be optimistic. I actually was at the game in DC the last game. I went to the game.
Okay. Yeah, man, that was a good game to go to.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, it was back home, but my college roommate, he works for the Commander, so I got to be behind enemy lines.
Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't wear my Falcons gear in the suite with them, but I was there. What's up?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was the way the season ended, and we was only a few plays away from winning that game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was just a few plays away.
Field goal, a young way cool field goal. If he'd have played that game, we probably would have won.
Just a few plays away. That game could have easily went the other way. So I think the momentum from that, from last year, and the moves they made this offseason, the majority of the team is back. A lot of excitement with 9 at quarterback. I know everyone's excited for him to build, kind of at that next jump. Not to compare him to Jaden Daniels, but to see that next level of growth. And I think he can do it, man. He can. And the guys love him. That's part of it. They behind him. So that's
they really rocking. They really rocking with the do-rag dude.
Yeah, he got a do-rag on.
I'm glad Trey started off with the 2025 roster. So by you being here, you was a defensive end linebacker. Slasher. What should the two bookends expect their rookie season? Do you think they can make an impact? Do you think they can make an immediate impact as far as like playing a lot, getting a lot of sacks? Or what kind of things they have to
I think that's expected. 2 first-round picks, they definitely going to play. They both of them crazy athletic, man. I think, I'm excited to see I'm calling numbers. I'm saying 27, but I'm saying Pierce, ultra athletic, the fastest being at the combine or edge of the combine this year. The tape, watching them play, and the tape, man, he's jumping off the film. And, 11 is just as athletic, a little more compact, but, man, multiple, like, third downs when they get in sub packages, the way they can use all of them, because he played off the ball at Georgia, too. So, they can get in a lot of multiple different looks at multiple packages on sub downs when it's time to get after the pass. And then obviously bringing Leonard Floyd, I mean, he's been proven in the league for a long time. His sack number has been consistent over his entire career. And inside, it's a lot of same guys from last year. They won 98 to step up over Arohoro. He's going to play a lot more this year now with Grady gone, which is a little bit different up there now, saying 97 up there. But, man, up front, man, still athletic, a linebacker. Athletic in the secondary, man. It's just, I'm excited, especially on defense, man. I think we can do a lot. And the chemistry on offense, those things gelling together, man, I think it's going to be a great year.
When you were up there, now, of course, this is year 2. Before we started taping, you started talking. We didn't really get into a long conversation about Raw, but you brought Coach Morris's name up. Are you seeing, being up there now, are you seeing even more of an imprint of Coach Morris and his philosophies and just his personality on the team this year than last year?
The biggest thing about playing in the league, the quicker you can get comfortable, man, the more confident you become, and the better you're going to play, the faster you'll play. And when you up there, the energy is where it needs to be. you know, you can tell they with him and he with the guys, and that's step one. Once you have that relationship, man, sky's the limit. It's just I don't know if I can really describe it to y'all, but when you have that energy, it's infectious, you know, it's synergy, it's organic. When you have that feeling amongst the team, man, those really the building blocks of a great season.
Man, I love to hear that. Man.
Yeah. So going back to draft day for you, man, tell us about your draft day experience and, you know, when you got the call, how you felt and what round did you think you was gonna go?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I had a feeling y'all was gonna ask me about that. Man, you know, the draft day kind of like a blur. I sit back and think about it now. Some of the things I can't remember, some things I can. I got drafted in the 4th round, pick 125. Had some family there. You know, coming from a small school, I kind of had to work my way up through the process. Obviously, you know, the national championship game led into the Shrine game. Then I played myself into the Senior Bowl. Then I went to the combine. I ran the fastest time out of all the DNs at the time there. So
What you ran there?
They say I ran a 4.53, but some clocks have me a little bit faster.
Okay, so you got 4.45.
Yeah.
So you kind of like Pierce, so you kind of see where he coming from.
Yeah, but he a little bit taller than me, but I was a little heavier. I ran that at 265.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That's fast.
yeah, it's pretty fast. So it was some teams I think that had some earlier grades like at the bottom of round 2, but round 4 was fine. Like where I started from, where they thought I would be undrafted or maybe in the 7th round is where some of the early predictions were.
Wow.
But just to really work myself up, because you know that small school journey is different.
Yeah.
You remember
It's
where you
different.
was at and what you was doing when you got the call?
I was sitting in my parents' living room.
You was watching the draft on television?
Yeah, I was watching it, waiting for the bleeding to stop.
So like, when you was watching, like, did it just your name just pop up and you saw it, or they called?
No, they call. It's a delay. You know, They call you first and they tell you before they turn the pick in, and then you watch your name come across.
Okay.
And then there was like a little blurb, actually, because Todd McShay was covering the draft, and he went to Richmond.
Okay.
So they allowed him to speak about me a little bit. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you had a fellow alumni.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was able to
Then
talk
we had
about
the cookout afterwards. Everybody came over and we ate good. A lot of my family and family friends came over, so that was cool.
Man, I know you said that like you worked your way up and through the small school, but even being in the draft, another thing you just said was the bleeding stop when you got picked in the 4th round. And when we've spoken to some people like B-Mac, we talked to Roddy, even Champ, like expectations and where you possibly feel you should be drafted or where you can be drafted. Like, speak a little bit about that on where you personally felt maybe you should have gone.
The only reason why I said the bleeding stops because you got an agent, had a pretty experienced agent. They got relationships in the building, so they can confirm, or the teams let them know where they see you. And it wasn't every team; it was like 5 or 6 that had around 2 grade. Some was between 2 and 5.
Okay.
So obviously, I'm banking on the ones.
Yeah,
around
you banking
2.
on the higher.
Yeah, banking on the higher ones, right? So that didn't happen, and then because back then, it was the 1st and 2nd round on the first
On the first day, yeah.
So I didn't start really watching until probably like midway through the 2nd round. And then I'm also banking on the momentum I had building up throughout the entire process because, I had the national championship game. And, you got to play in the Shrine game against the players. They thinking that at the larger schools, I got to prove myself.
Yeah.
Prove myself in the next game. Then the combine performance and the pro day was kind of like, the icing on the cake. So I was pretty confident in it. But after that didn't happen, then you just wait.
Yeah.
Just waiting. You got to wait.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of people just wait. So, I'm saying the bleeding stop, but I was definitely fortunate to get drafted in the 4th round. Probably my expectations, hoping that I would be around 2,
Yeah.
then having around 4.
Do you remember who was drafted with you on the Falcons that year? Like, who was the first?
Absolutely. First round, Parade Jerry. 2nd, William Moore. 3rd, Chris Owens. 4th, me. 5, William Middleton. 6th round, Spencer Atkins, and 7th round, Garrett Reynolds and Vance Walker. And I think Garrett might have been a 6'2". Okay. Garrett Reynolds, offensive lineman from North Carolina.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can't remember if it was 6 or 7, but that was it.
Yeah, any other like outside linebackers or defensive ends that you remember who always picked before you? A lot of times people will have a list like, okay, this
I don't really
person
have
got
a
picked
list.
before.
I mean, them guys, we have a list, but man, you cool with them. I think that draft was Brian Arakpo, Aaron Maben. That draft. Dang, who else? David Vacune from Hawaii, Cody Brown from UConn. I can't really remember everybody. I'm not.
Nah, what's impressive is you remember.
Yeah, I got a good memory. I got a good memory, but I'm not looking at them and hating on them, man. We all
No. Never that.
Yeah,
never hating on the player.
Like I seen, I saw Rack at the game at the Commanders Falcons game. Last the season we chopped it up, but like throughout the process, you get to know guys and you build relationships with them. So I don't really, I ain't like that. Some people got that list like,
I should have been drafted here. I should have been drafted. I mean, you seem like a real laid back dude.
Yeah.
You seem like a real laid back dude. So I wouldn't imagine you had any problem with anybody getting drafted before you anyway.
Yeah. Your senior year, how many sacks did you have?
11 and a half. 11 and a half, yeah.
All right. And then in the NFL, who was one of your most memorable sacks? Like, who was your biggest quarterback that you sacked? That you was like, I sacked him.
I would say my first was Donovan McNabb. That's somebody who I watched. You watched as a kid, and obviously him being a black quarterback. That's ongoing story. Yeah. Especially back then. We got a lot of them now, but back then it wasn't that many.
I agree. First sack was Donovan.
Yeah, probably.
Tell me about that play. Walk us through it.
I think it was. It's a third down. We was actually in the 30 front. Actually, it was only three down linemen, and man, I actually, I got up the field. I actually slipped, but I got up, and he was about to take off and start running. I came back down the pocket and got him by the ankles. But it was a pivotal third down that I got the sack. That was my first one. I'm always gonna remember that.
Yeah, hey man, that's special, man. Old Donovan McNabb, man. Were there any plays or players to where when you finally watch these quarterbacks in person playing again, you were like, damn, boy, this mug good.
The precision, obviously 12 and Brady. That goes for what I was saying. Peyton Manning, even Drew Brees is the way how fast he got the ball out. Like, man, that ball's coming out quick.
He's slithering, man.
Or then with that offense, then if you make a mistake, that's where he throwing the ball at.
Yeah.
Everybody. If you make a mistake, that's where the ball going. You just can't make no mistake, but he getting that ball out quick. And who else? I'll probably say those are the three. Those probably at that time the biggest three.
Yeah.
People at the position at the time.
Yeah. Peyton, Brady, Breeze. Yeah. They kind of blew you away.
I'm about to tell you a story about what I went through. Then I'm gonna ask you a question. Right?
Here we go.
I played football, right? So
I
played Albany State in North Fulton.
North Fulton. Okay.
All right, so but in high school I played defensive tackle and fullback, and so I was pretty good at defensive tackle and defensive end, but I was undersized, and so I led the team in sacks, and it was a moment to where I played against Michael Anderson. He was Cadillac Anderson's brother. He was really good. He went to Crim, and they had this huge line. I sacked him that game, but I realized that game because the lineman was so big.
Yeah.
And it's like I was so winded. I was like, I can't play defensive line in college because I'm just too small.
Yeah, the demand.
Yeah, and I just remember how hard it was because I could use my speed to get by them, but once they get their hands on you, it's like you really using a lot of energy to get to the quarterback. And I remember I was just exhausted that game. So my question is, when you played, were there any linemen that you played against that made you feel that way? Like, geez, that was a horse.
I would probably say, man, y'all asked me all the questions. Somebody just asked me the other day. Probably the best offensive lineman I went against was Jason Peters. Man, that dude, not only was just his size.
Be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely. His athleticism, crazy. He was a tight end, I believe.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
he was a tight end in college. But, man, his athleticism, obviously him being strong, all those things combined, and his footwork just made it, that's why he going to the Hall of Fame. That's why he played with almost, 20 years or something crazy like that.
One of the best. What they call them, dancing bears.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Yeah. But, as you hear a lot of stories like yours, but as you move up to the, next level, man, especially on the interior, on the front seven, man, the demands of the position, them linemen, them dudes, they big, bro.
Nah,
he said they ain't no little fella.
I was pretty confident and cocky. I was like, I can get by all these big dudes. And it's like I was killing it, but then when I got to them, I sacked them. I'm proud of that, but still, I was like, this is too demanding.
Yeah, even now, I'm like 6'3" and some change. Even I'm not the biggest, defensive lineman. So, man, it's God made some talented people, man. In this league, man. There's some dudes like, man, like you just made in a lab somewhere.
Man.
They know, it's some specimens out there.
I tell you what, Georgia, the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I was looking at they line, the freshman guys that's coming in. We got 6'7", 6'10", 6'6". We had a 6'10" guy, freshman. Like how can these guys move at 6'10"?
He probably athletically hoop. You don't know.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I just know that we got a 6'10".
Yeah, 6'10" seemed like
Three something.
Seemed like one of those defensive ends who got a real good bend
No, he's
to
a
get around.
lineman.
Oh no.
man.
What I'm saying is seemed like one of those defensive ends who has a good bend, speed and bend, may be able to get bend around
he might be-
somebody.
he might be a little bit too tall, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
wow.
saying. Like being 6'10".
As an offensive line, if you too tall, that could work, to your disadvantage, because again, if somebody can bend and they can run low to the ground. That's what I'm saying.
That's
a long way down.
Yeah,
that's a long way down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if he would have problems with somebody who's
We gonna
bending.
find out.
Yeah.
SEC, you gonna find out quick.
Hey, so look, 2009, bam, you get drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. They bring you in. Tell us about some of your first experiences. First day in the locker room, first day on the campus, first day
I
in
can
the
take it.
facility.
First day, first practice, I lined up across from a Hall of Famer, Tony Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about that.
Coming into professional sports, man, you a fan. You go from being a college kid watching, and you admire or look up. I ain't gonna use the word idolize, but you might even model your game after certain people. And I line up across from Tony, and then I'm also teammates with somebody who I looked up to, still like a big brother to me to this day. With John Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody who similar size.
Yeah.
I watch the games on Sunday. I look at Sports Center, kind of, oh man, what can I take from his game to add to mine while I'm in college? And then you end up being friends.
Yeah.
Friends with people, and then coworkers with a Hall of Famer. I lined up. I'm still the ball snap, and I'm like, damn, that's Tony. Ball snap, man. I'm late off the ball, everything. I'm still like thinking like that's Tony.
That's 88.
Yeah, it's 88. Yeah. The first play ain't go that well, but I got it together after that though. Cause
So what happened when he knocked you on your butt?
No, he didn't knock me off my butt. He just he wasn't never an intimidating blocker, but his technique was good.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. But I was the last one off the ball, out my gap and everything. They on me. It's like my first play. They threw me in there with the first group, but I'm still starstruck. Like, man, that's Tony. So yeah, But the moral of the story is that you grow relationships with people that you used to watch on TV, and then you obviously still got to get in and compete. Hall of Famer, trial guy, you still got to do. It doesn't matter. You still got to do what you got to do.
You
So
got to get out there and do what you got.
all that on the first day, that was that.
Yeah, man, lined up. Hey, look, seeing Tony Gonzalez, like, even at that time, was already a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
one day.
already.
And you see these people that's like you said, you've been watching them play on Sundays. And even if you were smaller, some of them you may have watched them play in college before they got to the pros, and then now you on the same field.
I got another story for you. I see Wood all the time. Jerry's no Wood.
Okay. Oh man, we love
I know y'all love Wood. The city love Wood, right? So I'm fast. So I'm in this. This might have been the same day or maybe the day after, but I'm at the right defensive end. We did OTA practice. I'm at the right defensive end. Matt's in the shotgun, and I think Wood, he was offset towards me.
Yeah.
And they ran a flip play. So, like the line go this way and they flip it back this way.
Yeah.
So I saw it. I recognized it. I put my foot in the ground. Wood, like a 4.3, maybe 4.2.
Ridiculous.
But I'm thinking, I'm fast too. I done ran down a lot of people in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So I recognized the play. Matt flipped the ball to Wood. So it's just me and him. I ain't taking no angle. I'm my same confidence up. Oh, nah, this is easy work. I'm about to get him.
Yeah.
Man, he seen that I was actually closing. Man, he put it in a whole nother gear. Man, Wood got them little legs. He started lifting them knees up, man. Man, he flipped that thing. I was like, bro, it never happened to me before.
Yeah.
It was like, bro, dude,
like
he fast,
to the
bro.
pros.
Welcome to the NFL.
Nah, but to see people with that type of athleticism, man, somebody, everybody not running a low 4.3 or a high 4.2. It's happening a little bit more, but that type of speed, when you see it, it's like, wow, that dude is really, really fast. Athleticism on some of the guys out there is crazy, and you don't really you don't really get an opportunity to see it, even like from the stands or watching on TV. You don't really get to see it until you actually on the field or on the sideline. And you can actually feel how fast guys move. When they run past you, you can feel it, and you got all those people on the field running that fast at one time. It's crazy.
Look, to your point, Coach Trubisky, which I know you know Coach Trubisky, he talked about how he was talking about Julio. He was saying how he said you can feel it when he runs.
Yeah.
He said, you remember in the interview, he talked about when Julio runs and he's coming to the sideline, he said, like, you can feel his footsteps. He said he moving that fast, like you can feel it when he runs.
Yeah.
And I think that, like you said, we're not able to see that athleticism from the stands. We don't even know exactly what it is unless you're down on the field. And I think that's where some of the frustration comes from with athletes when they have people like my partner here or myself who has negative things to say about athletes, and they're like, well, you didn't play, you're not on this level, because we didn't play on that level. And some, like you said, unless you out there on the field, you might not even understand how fast or how hard it is to tackle somebody or bring somebody down or block somebody.
I don't even understand why you can't notice the speed difference from the stands. Like, 'cause if somebody's in the 100 level, if they're in the 100 level and they may be a few rows back between them first couple seats and to the sideline, y'all close now. It's probably, maybe 20, maybe 30 feet max, right?
Yeah.
But from there to actually on the sideline, man, the difference to notice the speed is tremendous. Like, I don't even know why it's like that.
Yeah, but it just is.
It is what it is. But you do hear the conversation with people get mad or they feel like, oh man, if I was out there, I can do. No, you're not.
Hey, but look, we appreciate it. We appreciate it, man. Definitely.
Enjoy the time,
man.
Thank you.
Right. Man, look, and everybody out there, like we always tell you, man, this is Atlanta's #1 sports podcast. We appreciate you rocking with us, and we rock with y'all because we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. So on behalf of myself, Trey, my partner B Rich, Dr. Sidbury. If you love the Falcons, you may know him as Lawrence Sidbury. Our partner, Aaron Pittman. Right. This is the 3rd and 1 episode. The Waterboyz Show.
I like that.
We are out.
Kill the camera.